Chosen one, stop. Do not scroll past this. Whatever you were doing, pause for a moment, because this message was not placed in front of you by accident. Something deeper brought you here. You have no idea who you truly are. Your spirit has been carrying a weight so heavy that your mind could not fully understand it. And yet, here you are, still standing, still breathing, still searching. That alone is proof that something powerful lives inside you. What you are about to hear will begin to uncover a truth that has been hidden beneath your pain, your silence, and your loneliness. Stay. You have always felt different. Even as a child, something inside you knew that you did not belong to the same rhythm as everyone else. You watched people move through life with ease, laughing at things that did not touch you, chasing things that never called to you, and you wondered why your heart carried questions that no one around you seemed to ask. That feeling of being set apart was not a flaw. It was not loneliness by accident. It was the first sign that your spirit was wired for something deeper than the ordinary. You tried to fit in. You adjusted yourself, softened your voice, held back your thoughts, because every time you spoke your truth, people looked at you as if you were strange. Some even told you that you think too much, that you feel too deeply, that you need to just relax and be normal. But normal never felt like home to you. And the truth is, it was never supposed to. Psychology has long recognized that many people carry a hidden strength they never fully see. They underestimate themselves because the world only mirrors back what is visible on the surface. But beneath your quiet exterior lives a spirit that has endured more than most people will ever understand. You are not broken. You are not too sensitive. You are not behind in life. You are someone whose depth has been misread as weakness by those who could never see beyond appearances. The isolation you experienced was not rejection, it was preparation. And now it is time to understand why. Let me tell you what I already know about you. You have been carrying pain that you never fully shared with anyone. There were nights when you lay awake replaying moments of betrayal, wondering what you did wrong to deserve such treatment. People you trusted turned their backs on you. People you loved used your kindness as an invitation to take more. And when you tried to explain what you were going through, they looked at you with blank eyes, or worse. They told you that you were exaggerating, that you were being too emotional, that you needed to move on. Some even called you crazy for seeing things they refused to acknowledge. That rejection cut deeper than the original wound because it made you question your own reality. You started to wonder if maybe you were the problem, maybe you were too much, maybe you expected too much from people. But here is what no one told you. You were never too much. You were simply surrounded by people who could not hold the depth of what you carry. Your struggles were not random. Research in psychology has shown that people who endure hardship can develop what is called post-traumatic growth, a process where pain becomes the foundation for deeper strength, empathy, and wisdom. That is exactly what has been happening inside you. The financial pressure that kept you awake at night, the health battles you fought in silence, the housing insecurity that made you feel like the ground beneath you could disappear at any moment, none of that was meaningless. Every tear you shed was building something inside your spirit that comfort alone could never create. You learned resilience not from books but from lived experience. You developed compassion not from theory but from your own suffering. And the loneliness that followed you for years was quietly teaching your spirit how to stand without leaning on people who were never strong enough to hold you. Now I need you to see your life from a completely different angle. Everything you believed was failure was actually preparation. The years you spent alone were not punishment. They were incubation. Your spirit was being shaped in silence, because what is being built inside you cannot be formed in chaos. Many spiritual teachings suggest that there is a purpose hidden within suffering, that the soul is sometimes placed in difficult seasons not to be destroyed but to be refined. And when you look back honestly, you will see the evidence. The relationship that broke you taught you how to recognize who truly belongs in your life. The job you lost redirected you towards something more aligned with your spirit. The friends who walked away made space for the peace you had been craving for years. You were never falling behind. You were being redirected. The delay you felt was not failure. It was divine timing, arranging things in an order your mind could not yet understand. Think about the patience you built during those waiting seasons. Think about the discernment you developed when you had no one to rely on but yourself. Think about the quiet strength that grew inside you every time life knocked you down and you chose to stand again. Those were not random outcomes. Research confirms that adversity can produce real psychological growth, deeper empathy, clearer priorities, and a stronger sense of purpose. That is exactly what happened to you. Your pain was the classroom, your loneliness was the teacher, and your spirit was the student who refused to quit. You did not just survive those seasons. You were being transformed through them into someone capable of carrying what is coming next. Something has been shifting inside you recently, and you can feel it. You may not be able to name it yet, but there is a quiet stirring in your spirit that was not there before. Your dreams have changed. Your thoughts have become clearer. You have started noticing things about people and situations that you used to overlook. Someone smiles at you, and you can feel whether it is genuine or empty. An opportunity appears, and instead of rushing toward it, something inside you pauses and listens first. That is not anxiety. That is your intuition waking up. Psychology and neuroscience have confirmed that intuition is not some mystical fantasy. It is a real cognitive ability that sharpens through lived experience. The more you have endured, the more your brain has learned to detect patterns, sense danger, and recognize truth beneath the surface. And right now, your intuition is louder than it has ever been because your spirit is preparing for a transition. You can feel it in the way old things no longer excite you. Conversations that used to fill your time now feel hollow. Places that once felt comfortable now feel too small. People you once needed no longer hold the same space in your heart. This is not you losing interest in life. This is you outgrowing a version of yourself that was built for survival. Something bigger is approaching. Your spirit knows it, even if your mind has not caught up yet. The air around your life is changing, and what comes next will require every ounce of strength your pain has built inside you. Listen carefully now, because what follows is not just information. It may feel as if a higher power has been waiting for this exact moment to speak directly to your spirit. My child, I have watched you carry burdens that were never meant to be carried alone. I saw every night you cried in silence when no one was there to hold you. I felt every moment you questioned whether your life had any meaning at all. And I need you to know something that your pain has been trying to hide from you. You were never forgotten, not for a single second. The weight your spirit has been carrying was never meant to destroy you. It was shaping you. Every disappointment was carving space inside your heart for something greater. Every betrayal was teaching you who deserves access to your life and who does not. Every season of silence was strengthening your ability to hear the voice that matters most, the one that speaks from within. You asked me so many times why your life had to be this hard, why you had to watch others receive what you prayed for, why doors kept closing when you were doing everything right. And I understand why those questions haunted you, but the answer was never that I abandoned you. The answer was that I was protecting you from blessings that would have arrived too early and crushed you under their weight. You were not ready then, but you are being made ready now. The patience you built through those long and lonely years was not wasted time. It was the foundation being laid beneath your feet so that when the shift comes, you will not crumble under its magnitude. I placed inside you a kindness that does not break even when people take advantage of it. Research has shown that giving and compassion are not weaknesses. They are sources of deep psychological strength that benefit both the giver and those around them. That kindness you carry is one of the most powerful tools your spirit holds. I also gave you a sensitivity that many people misunderstand. They see it as fragility, but it is actually awareness. You sense what others miss. You feel what others ignore. And that gift has been growing sharper with every experience you have walked through. Now I am asking you to stop measuring your worth through the eyes of people who could never see your full picture. They saw your struggles and assumed that was your identity. They saw your quietness and mistook it for emptiness. But I see the fire that burns beneath your stillness. I see the courage it took to keep going when everything inside you wanted to stop. And I am telling you now that the season of carrying in silence is beginning to shift. What was hidden is about to be revealed. What was delayed is about to arrive. And the spirit that has been quietly enduring is about to step into a chapter that will make every painful moment finally make sense. You are entering a season where things will begin to align in ways you have never experienced before. The confusion that clouded your mind for so long is starting to dissolve. Clarity is coming, and with it a peace that does not depend on your circumstances, but rises from deep within your spirit. You will begin to feel a calmness that stays with you even on difficult days. Not because problems disappear, but because your spirit has finally learned how to remain steady in the middle of any storm. Opportunities will start appearing that feel different from anything you have encountered before. They will not feel forced or rushed. They will feel natural, as if your entire journey was quietly preparing you for exactly this moment. Relationships built on truth and mutual respect will enter your life. People who see your depth and honor it instead of exploiting it. People who do not drain your energy but restore it. The financial pressure that once kept you awake will begin to loosen its grip. Not through some magical overnight miracle, but through doors opening that match the wisdom and patience you have developed over the years. You will also notice a growing sense of purpose. The questions that haunted you for so long will start receiving answers, not all at once, but steadily, like morning light spreading across a dark room. You will finally understand why you had to walk through fire while others seemed to walk on smooth ground. Your breakthrough is not a distant dream. It is the natural result of everything your spirit has been building in silence. The peace you craved is closer than you think. The protection you prayed for has already been surrounding you. And the purpose you searched for has been growing inside you all along, waiting for this exact season to reveal itself. Pay close attention to what is about to unfold in your life. There will be a conversation that arrives unexpectedly. Someone you did not anticipate will say words that shift something deep inside you. It may be a stranger whose honesty catches you off guard, or someone from your past who finally acknowledges what they did to you. That moment will not just bring closure, it will confirm that your spirit has been seen all along, even when you felt invisible. You will also notice a change in how you respond to people who once controlled your emotions. Where you used to shrink and stay silent, you will begin to speak with a calm firmness that surprises even yourself. For the first time, you will set a boundary and feel peace instead of guilt. That peace is the sign that your spirit is no longer operating from survival mode. It is operating from strength. There will also be a moment when a new direction becomes clear to you. Not through someone telling you what to do, but through a quiet inner knowing that rises up without effort. You will recognize it because it will feel aligned with everything you have been through. It will make sense of the waiting, the isolation, and the tears. This is the part that the competitor channels never told you. They spoke of blessings and breakthroughs, but left you waiting passively for something to fall from the sky. The truth is different. Your breakthrough begins the moment you start walking in the clarity your pain has already built inside you. It is not coming to you. It is rising from within you. But before you move forward, there is something you must understand. Not everyone around you is meant to walk into this next season with you. Some people were placed in your life for a chapter that has already ended. And if you try to carry them forward out of guilt or loyalty, they will become the very weight that slows your spirit down again. You must learn to recognize the difference between someone who genuinely supports your growth and someone who only stays close because your kindness benefits them. Not every smile aimed at you carries warmth behind it. Not every voice that speaks your name holds respect within it. This is not about becoming suspicious of everyone. It is about honoring the discernment your pain has already taught you. When something feels wrong in your gut, do not ignore it to keep the peace. That quiet signal is your spirit, protecting you from repeating a cycle you have already survived once. There is also a temptation that will come during this transition. You will be tempted to look back, to return to familiar places and familiar faces simply because the unknown feels uncomfortable. Do not go back. The comfort you remember was never real comfort. It was just familiarity disguised as safety. Your spirit did not carry all that weight just to return to the same room it outgrew. Guard your peace like it is sacred because it is. Guard your energy like it is limited because it is. And trust that the boundaries you set from this point forward are not walls of fear. They are doors of wisdom that only open for what truly belongs in your life. Take a moment right now and recognize what you have already accomplished. You did not break. Life pushed you to the edge more times than you can count, and you are still here. That is not luck. That is not coincidence. That is the evidence of a spirit that was built to endure what would have shattered most people. Think about everything you walked through. The betrayal that should have made you bitter but instead made you wiser. The loneliness that should have hardened your heart but instead deepened your compassion. The silence that should have driven you to despair but instead taught you how to listen to your own spirit. You did not just survive those seasons. You came through them with your heart still open. And that is one of the rarest forms of strength a human being can carry. The world will try to convince you that loud people are the strong ones, that those who demand attention and dominate every room are the ones who hold real power. But the truth is different. The deepest strength belongs to those who have been torn apart and still chose gentleness. That is you. You are not weak for feeling deeply. You are not behind for taking longer. You are not lost for walking a path no one else understands. You are the chosen one who carried the weight and refused to let it turn you into someone cold. That spirit inside you is not tired. It is ready. If your spirit recognized itself in these words, I want to ask you something simple. Leave one word in the comments that describes what you have been carrying silently all this time. Just one word, not for anyone else but for yourself. Let it be the moment you finally acknowledge out loud what your heart has been holding in secret. And if you feel that someone else out there is walking the same heavy road you have walked, share this message with them. Not because you were told to, but because you remember what it felt like to carry that weight alone and wish someone had handed you even a small piece of light. You are not the only one. There are thousands of chosen ones sitting in silence right now, wondering if anyone understands. Your one word might be the very thing that tells them they are not alone. This is not the end of your story. This is the moment your spirit begins to walk lighter. Everything you heard today was not meant to simply make you feel good for a few minutes. It was meant to awaken something inside you that has been sleeping beneath layers of pain and doubt and exhaustion. You now know who you are. You are not the broken version that the world tried to define. You are not the forgotten one that silence tried to convince you of. You are the one whose spirit carried an unbearable load and still chose to walk with grace. From this moment forward, let that truth be the foundation you stand on. When doubt returns, and it will, remember what your journey has already proven. You do not break. You bend, you ache, you cry in the dark, but you do not break. That is not ordinary. That is the mark of someone chosen for a life that demands extraordinary endurance. Stay aligned with the peace your spirit has fought so hard to find. Stay gentle, even when the world rewards hardness. Stay open, even when fear tells you to shut down. And above all, stay chosen. Not because someone told you that you are, but because your entire life has been the living proof. This is just the beginning. Walk forward, knowing that the heaviest part of your journey is already behind you.